Okay, so now we're entering the long neck Karen village, where you see the women with the long coils around their neck, as you can see here.
Okay, everyone, we say here first. I will introduce the most important one. Then the other, by yourself. Come here, please. Here, the highlight. Everyone, see this one. Highlight. No.
Wow.
And sit with her and use that one as a cosplay on your neck and take photo with them to play them. Something is fine. Okay. Yeah. The reason why.
Sawadee. Wow, so all the women here have long necks. There's probably more as you walk down there. Oh, this is really cool. Part of me wonders like how much of them are almost forced into this more as like a society thing because they don't have money, so they grow up in here and this is all they know. As you can see, there's little kids here. I mean, some people may even consider this, you know, abuse in some cultures, because you're forcing little girls who don't really have a decision to wear these things around their neck. That's going to extend their neck into the future. It's kind of like the argument going on in the States and Europe right now with transgenderism, and you know, some people are really against giving hormone blockers to such young kids because that's how they're going to develop. This is kind of similar. I mean, just from my ignorant view of it, that you have little kids that don't have a decision and they're putting these rings around their neck that are going to extend their neck into the future. I mean, like someone like this little girl here. Hello. She's got to be 10 and her neck's already double the size of a normal 10-year-old. I don't really know what to think. Obviously it's a culture thing, so it's, you know, overall it's definitely really interesting to come see, that's for sure. But part of me wonders, you know, is this a tradition that should kind of stop? Because, you know, you're not giving children the choice, but then at the same time it's their tradition, their culture, their kids. So it's a really debatable argument that I'd like to actually look more into now that I'm here and seeing it firsthand. Because as you can see, I don't know how much more they do with their life, but it looks like they just sit here and sell stuff all day. So it's kind of like the same thing as like sex trafficking leading these girls to become prostitutes because that's all they know. I don't know the similarities or how you'd like to relate that, but that's my view on it. I'm not sure if I'm for it or against it. That's just what I see and what I think when I come to somewhere like this. So we're gonna end the video here because it seems to be the most of what you can see here. I want to get my photo over here, stick with my group, and then we'll go film the Blue Temple. So here's the last shot. Now this is one of many long neck Karen villages you can visit. So this isn't the only one. They're all throughout the Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai area. But it's definitely worth coming to see because it's kind of mind-blowing to see National Geographic stuff right up in front of you. So, all right, see you soon. Okay, so here we are at Wat Rong Sui Tin, which is the Blue Temple. This Blue Temple was built by the student of the creator of the White Temple and the Black House. He was a student of the creator of those. I'm not sure which one, because I know the White and the Black House had different creators, so I'm not really sure on the information I was given on that. But when you get to this Blue Temple, this is the entrance here. It's elaborate, big statues. This was supposedly all pretty modern. I believe 2016 is when the majority of it was completed. As you can see, they're even making a brand new one here. So I'm assuming they're gonna build one here and then possibly even another one here if they're being uniform. But it's really cool looking. It's another one of those things that, you know, even though it's modern, it's still really cool. If you are gonna take the time to come to Chiang Rai and see the White Temple, don't miss the Blue Temple. You could skip the Black House, but this Blue Temple I would definitely come and check out. It's really cool looking. As you get up to it and as we see the other side of it, you'll see what I mean. But it's the prettiest parking lot I've ever seen. You have a parking lot with like this right in the middle of it and this cool fountain, and overall it's really cool. Really cool. But like I said, I wonder what materials these are made out of. Because like I said, I've seen some of the really old temples, and I know they touched them up over time, but I've seen some of the older temples in better condition than some of these that have only been around 10 years. And you can already see the paint chipping away, and like, you can just tell the difference between stuff done, you know, recently compared to 200-300 years ago, which is mind-blowing how we haven't gotten better and we've gotten worse. So that brings up the whole Tataria conspiracy theory, if you want to go look up that. But as you can see, this, it's just really, really elaborate. I'm gonna walk around the whole area first, and then we'll go in left. Really cool. Just think about how much time was put into these things, because all of this stuff is hand painted. This is all individually hand painted stuff. Globe things around here everywhere. I don't know exactly what they're for. They have lights above them, so I'm assuming at night the light goes down onto it and does something. Just my assumption. If anybody can comment below and let me know. Because they have them all over the place, the little small ones, and they all have lights above them. So I'm assuming the light bounces off and they look to be blue lights. So my assumption is the blue light reflects off of that and does something like a prism would. See a sneak preview of what's inside. Big white Buddha. Yeah, the tour guide said this is his favorite, and I have to agree. There's less people here, and this is what I meant by the back of it. Really cool. Big, huge Buddha. All the dragons, and but yeah, there's less people here. More photo opportunities. I mean, this is peak middle of the day, 2:30 in the afternoon. So if you are staying locally, best thing to do is check the opening times. I would say go to the White Temple first and then head over here. Holding the blue orbs there. It's really cool. Alright. Cute baby statue time. Alright, cute baby intermission. Alright, back to the Blue Temple. It looks to be like this big house in the back. They've even added to it. It's more of like a art exhibition because it looks like paintings inside. So these are really cool too. This has more of that like demonic vibe as the other ones did, with all the skulls everywhere. And like the faces in the skulls. This big skull here. That's wild. It's not something you'd expect to see in Thailand, really. I mean, from my ignorant point of view, I wasn't expecting to come here and see like demonic looking sculptures and stuff, and not really sure what that represents. If I'm incorrect with my assumption of it being demonic or not, but it's definitely unique. So now we'll walk around over to the main temple again. See like these cows, that usually represents like Baphomet, like cows and goats and things. So you see the goat head up there and the snake and like the evil monkey. It seems like it's and pig with the horns coming out of it. There's definitely some kind of hell vibe to this as well. You have like the lotus flowers there, so now you're starting to get into more of like a peaceful symbolism. I'm not sure. When I'm done here, I'm going to look up the symbolism of all this, because it's really interesting why this was built in such a modern time too. Like, what were they really trying to depict or worship to, or if it's just shock art or tradition art, but it's definitely a temple because Buddha's everywhere, and so it's definitely a place of worship. When we go in, we're bound to see people praying, and so we're gonna go over here, take off the shoes, and then go inside.
Please remove your shoes and place them on the shoe step. Before entering the hall to pay, respect to the Buddha image. Please remove
Putting them in this little thing over
and
here,
sunglasses.
and then we can enter inside.
We invite you to join the welfare program of Blue Temple and donate prize to veterans and poor patients to overcome the COVID-19 crisis.
This is really cool. Last time I've seen this much blue was in Morocco. Selfie time here. Got that over there, it's real pretty. Once again, all hand painted and handmade. It looks like that. I don't know if something like that would have been made by machine or by hand. I'd like to see the process of one of these. I'd like to see the process of one of these giant Buddhas being made. That would be an interesting thing. I go out here. Other thing, you needed to have no shoes too. We're gonna head that direction. Now, wait for this guy to finish. I can take a picture. Okay. Alright, let's move on over here. Some of it's either not finished being painted or they're retouching it up. But I'm assuming all this is going to be painted. So you can still see it's a work in progress for sure. Really cool though. I mean, one thing I can say, doing construction like this, I'm all for. When you compare it to the construction they're doing in my hometown of South Florida. I mean, they're basically turning areas like that into plastic cities where everything is fake, all the landscape is fake. At least this is all like made to look traditional. So that in itself is really cool. Compared to, like, say where I'm from in Fort Lauderdale, and a lot of places in Europe and all these other places that used to be like really unique, and they're all just becoming like cookie cutter images of like every other place you go. Every little shopping center looks like the exact same shopping center you just been to. So on that sense, it's really cool. I mean, I'd much rather than build skyscrapers, for instance, and, you know, shopping centers and things like that. I think it'd even be cooler if they made them like the way they looked in like the 40s and stuff, you know, like kind of bring back the culture of the country. Like in New York, if they built new buildings to look like the way they built them back in the 30s or something, you know, I think they'd have the resources to do it, and I think it'd be really cool. So in that sense, I commend Thailand for allowing projects like this to even happen. Instead of trying to rebuild and get into the modern world, they're doing that in certain areas, but then they're also sticking to their culture and, you know, doing hand-painted, hand-built things to represent their culture and their tradition. So for that, I commend them, and I think it's awesome. And it also brings in tourism money, so you can't argue with them on that. So that's the end of the Blue Temple. If you enjoyed this video, just please subscribe. That's the main thing I'm trying to do right now, is get to 1,000 subscribers.